Understanding your personality type can be a lifelong journey of self-discovery, self-awareness, and self-evaluation. However, there are some common characteristics that can help you identify your true type and determine if you are an INFJ. What distinguishes INFJs is their beliefs and ideals, as well as how they put them into action throughout their life. This personality type is not a daydreamer or a philosopher. They have a clear vision of the future and know what they want to achieve. They are not only focused on making the world a better place. INFJs use their values to affect long-lasting, constructive change in society. INFJs are constantly thinking, imagining, conducting mental discussions, and coming up with unusual solutions to issues. They frequently cease paying attention to the world outside their heads and stroll around in a Walter Mitty-like condition, leading people who don't understand what's going on to label them as crazy. It typically takes serious effort to get out of their thoughts long enough to interact with others normally. This is especially true if they are dealing with small talk rather than a deeper conversation. But how can you really tell if you are, in fact, a genuine INFJ? Today I'm talking about 7 overlooked signs that you are truly an INFJ. Watch until the end of this video because what I'm talking about today you won't find in other INFJ videos. Let's get into it. Welcome to Success for Breakfast, where I'm serving up brain food made simple. Hit that subscribe button to get the latest videos created to give you the tools to level up your life. Starting things off for me today is that INFJs have a mysterious and calming aura. INFJs are often seen as mysterious and calm. They tend to have a peaceful, calming presence that can be both reassuring and slightly mystifying. INFJs are usually polite and respectful, yet their easygoing nature can make them seem unapproachable at first. However, those who get to know INFJs quickly discover that they are warm, engaging people with a rich inner life. INFJs often have a strong sense of intuition and empathy, which allows them to understand and connect with others in a deep way. Additionally, INFJs are usually highly creative and imaginative people. Their unique perspective often allows them to see things in new and interesting ways. Although INFJs may not be the life of the party, they are usually excellent listeners and friends. So if you ever find yourself feeling lost in a sea of personalities, just look for the INFJ with the comforting aura. You're sure to find a kindred spirit there. The next sign that you are truly an INFJ is that INFJs are extremely value-driven. INFJs are often driven by their values and have a strong sense of idealism. They look for meaning in almost all aspects of life, especially in work and relationships. INFJs tend to be highly opinionated and will not hesitate to fight for their values and beliefs. They often have a deep desire to make a difference in the world and can be very motivating. INFJs often have excellent verbal skills and are often able to persuade others to see things from their point of view. They are usually good at seeing both sides of every issue and can sometimes find it difficult to make decisions because of this. They are often drawn to jobs or fields that allow them to help others or make a difference in the world. INFJs often have high ideals and strive to live up to them. This can sometimes be difficult, as INFJs can be idealists to a fault. They may expect too much from themselves and from others and can be disappointed when reality doesn't meet their ideas. However, INFJs are typically motivated by their values, so even when the reality is tough, they usually find ways to maintain their hope for a better future. Number 5 on my list today is that INFJs are complicated and difficult people. INFJs are some of the most complicated and difficult people out there. They are often misunderstood because they are very private people who highly value their ideals and privacy. This is because they are constantly processing information and trying to make connections with everything. INFJs can be difficult to get close to because they may not reveal their true selves to others, except for the ones they are really close to. Even though they may be able to empathize with people and make connections easily, INFJs can still be difficult to understand. While INFJs may seem like complicated individuals, they actually have a number of great strengths that make them great friends, colleagues, and partners. For example, INFJs are usually very good at reading people and understanding their needs. They also have a knack for finding creative solutions to problems and are often very passionate about causes they believe in. Next up is that INFJs want meaningful connections over casual relationships. INFJs are often described as the idealists or visionaries of the 16 personality types. They crave meaningful connections and deep conversations over small talk and surface-level interactions. INFJs use their intuition to understand the world around them in a more abstract way, which can make them seem out of touch at times. However, INFJs are often very insightful, creative, and visionary people. Although INFJs are typically introverted, they often form strong, meaningful bonds with different people. This is because INFJs crave connection and depth in their relationships. They want to know that they matter to someone and that their presence makes a difference to them. To an INFJ, every person is special and has something unique to offer. That's why INFJs are often drawn to creating close friendships rather than casual ones. They want to build connections that will last. If you've gotten some value from this video so far, please show your appreciation and hit that like button. That signals to YouTube that you think other people could benefit from this video too. Kicking off the top 3 signs you're truly an INFJ is that INFJs are assertive and decisive. Because of their high emotional intelligence and intuition, INFJs are typically compassionate and soft-spoken. However, they are not pushovers. Because they have strong values and beliefs, this personality type can be quite bold and resolute when it comes to completing a task or reaching a goal. INFJs know what they want, and they're not afraid to go after it. They can be natural leaders, but they also work well in groups. When it comes to decision making, INFJs are usually very careful and thoughtful. They tend to weigh all of the options before making a final decision. However, once they have made up their mind, INFJs are usually very confident and straightforward in their actions. For an INFJ, it's important to stay true to their values and beliefs. So when faced with a difficult decision, they will usually take the time to carefully consider all the options before acting. By doing so, INFJs can ensure that they are making the best possible decisions for themselves and for those around them. In the runner-up spot today is that INFJs are witty and funny. INFJs are witty people. They always know the right thing to say and can be extremely funny when they want to be. INFJs are hilarious, and they can impress anyone with their sense of humor. They tend to make the strangest jokes and deliver instantaneous, witty comebacks. They have a sharp intellect and are quick-thinking individuals. This allows them to see the world in a different, creative way. They have an uncanny ability to see through people and their motives, and as a result, INFJs are often able to deliver clever, biting comments that leave their mark. They also enjoy making others laugh, and they use their wit as a weapon against those who they perceive as being a threat. Witty INFJs are engaging, intelligent, and fun-loving individuals who add a spark of life to any situation. Let me ask, do you think you are truly an INFJ? What are your thoughts and experiences on these overlooked signs that you are an INFJ? Leave a comment and tell me your experiences. Topping my list today, and the number 1 sign you are truly an INFJ, is that INFJs prefer purpose over money. INFJs are a rare personality type, and they're often drawn to creative and meaningful careers. They prefer to work towards a purpose rather than simply pursuing a job that pays well. INFJs are often drawn to careers in counseling, education, writing, art, and music. They also frequently work for nonprofit organizations. This is because INFJs are motivated by making a difference in the world. They want to use their creativity and ideas to improve the lives of others. INFJs often find themselves most fulfilled when they are working towards the greater good of the community. So, if you are an INFJ personality type, don't be afraid to pursue your passions. You are likely to find career satisfaction in a field that is creative and meaningful. Don't be surprised if you find yourself drawn to a career that helps others. It's just who you are. INFJs primarily want to create what others feel on an emotional level. Their stories are well planned, multidimensional, and linked by relationships and intricate events. The words they choose have multiple meanings. The one thing that really separates an INFJ from every other personality type is their unique, incredibly powerful introverted intuition. Nothing compares to it when you're talking about personality types. This video is going to show you why an INFJ's intuition is so amazingly powerful and how you, as an INFJ, can use it to your maximum benefit.